Hi, so today I'm going to show you how to do it's a layered look. And this one sample is I did a black outline, but today the one we're going to do, I'm going to do it more like the mani I did, so it looks more like it's actually like a painting or something. So we won't use the black, we'll use a deep red. So the background we're going to do is kind of a dry brush technique. And we're going to do it on a bigger one so that it's easier for you to see. But so let's get that over here. Okay, so the two colors we're going to use for our background dry brush might help if you can see what it is, Bundle Monsters Stamping Polishes. They're great. And this is called Crystallized, the dark blue one. The light blue one is Icy Blue. Like I see you, but I see blue. So we're going to start out with the dark one first. And when you do dry brush, you want to get as much of the excess off as you can. I mean, there's not any real, I don't think, big hard rule about it. You know, I'm going to take some off of this so that I can keep it lighter on the dark. You know, and turning my brush a little bit to the side, so that it has a little more of a streak kind of effect. And so you can see what I'm doing, I hope. So, okay, I'll show you better, hopefully, as soon as I can get this, part done. So just kind of put it wherever you want. Doesn't have to be exact. And I think I'm going to add some of the light blue now. So let me show you what it looks like so far. So let's see if you can see it. Good. Anyway, so let's do the light. And I know it's not exactly the, perfect setup, my tablet, but it's what I have for now. And I think it works pretty good for the most part. So we're just kind of, same thing, just kind of, depending on how much you want on. You probably noticed I didn't wipe off any excess other than on this inside the neck of the bottle because I wanted more of the light blue. So this is how it is so far. And if you want to add more, dark blue or whatever colors you want to do, really, you feel free to do that. I think I'm going to add a little bit more of the dark because I want the colors from our flower, to kind of pop more. So I'm just going to kind of add it wherever I, if it helps you do it that way. I don't know if I could do it, I'll try. So I'm just kind of, going to add it. If you did this with gel, it would definitely have more of a blending effect, but it's okay. You can do it with polish too. It's not, we're not using just, this isn't going to be just how our nail is. We are going to put a stamped image over it. So I think I want a little bit more right. Ooh, not too heavy. Not too heavy. There. So, and then, check your sides. You want to make sure you got your sides too. Doesn't have to be perfect or exact. Just however you like it. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. If you wanted to lighten that up, of course, you could go back in and add a little more of the light. But I think we're gonna kind of, maybe a teeny bit, maybe just a teeny, and maybe this time I'll sort of splotch it just a little bit. So it's so when we get our flower on here, our layered flower, maybe it'll look a little more like it's a painting. Sort of like helps it have a little more of a blended painting look to it. But if you like it more of that liney, streaky look, you know, you could have left it like that too. But since we're doing the flowers that we're doing on it, I kind of think I want it more like this. Just kind of random. So can you see that? I hope good. What our base is going to look like. So let that dry just for a little bit. And then I think I'm going to blow dry it just to try and make it a little bit faster. Okay, doesn't take very much. And then since I haven't stamped on it yet, I'm going to go ahead and put a coat of, it's just my regular Creative Nails Out the Door top coat. It's got a quick dry in it. I don't use this when I over stamping though, because it's really bad for smudging, but it's great for just putting it over polish like this. It really does kind of help it dry faster. So I'm going to blow dry this a little bit more before we stamp it. We've got our background just how we want it. We don't want to mess it up. It wouldn't help it. And we shouldn't now that we have the out the door on it. And plus, if you had a little teeny, you know, place that you needed to fix or whatever, it's easier to do it when you have a sealer coat on it so that you don't mess everything up, because then you have to start over. So that's why I like to put, you know, a sealer over my backgrounds before I stamp them. Okay, so now we're going to use the new step by step. And if you subscribe to my videos, not only will they give you a notice on, you know, when I have a new one come up, but also you will see in the videos I've already done that I did use this plate in one mani, but it's a completely different mani than this. So anyway, my favorite image, or one of my favorite images on this whole plate, is what we're using today, and it's this flower here. I don't know if you can, how well you can see it. I know there's a glare. Let me see if I can get the glare off. Okay, so it starts with this one here. That's your, you know, blank one. That will be your background of your flower, your colors, your base colors. And then those are your base leaves, base color leaves. And then this one is all your detail you put over the top at the very end. And you can use whatever color combination you want, but what I'm using today is I'm going to use a couple colors. You can use just one if you like to, but I'm going to use a couple colors for this. And we're going to be using this orange here and this pink. So I tend to like to use it a little brighter. I mean, you could do neon too if you wanted to. I wasn't going for that look today, but I tend to try and go a little lighter than even maybe I think I want, so that it shows up better once you got all the layers on top. So this one here is, they're both by Bundle Munster. It's called Marmalade. Love their stamping polishes. I love them for all kinds of different reasons. But this one's Candy Spirit, and it's the pink one. So let's get our colors going. So I'm going to put, I don't know if you've ever done a blank space or not. This is much smaller, much easier. But I'm going to put the orange just kind of maybe on a third to half on it. And then I'm going to do the pink on the rest of that base, flower base. And now I'm going to just swipe over it. And as soon as I get my stamper, my Clear Jelly Bling Stamper. Okay, I'm going to take those little leaves off that I don't want. And I'm going to put this one, since this is such a big nail, I think I'm going to put it one that goes kind of on the side too. So I don't know if you can see, I hope you can see where I put it kind of to the side-ish. And so I'm going to go ahead and do, I think, a couple more because I did a ginormous nail so that you'd be able to see it easier. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing again. probably a couple more times, since I can definitely fit at least 3 on here. I'm not going to do more than that. I could probably fit even more. It's so big. Okay. And then we're going to swipe it down this time, and then just roll your stamper over it. And then this one I think I'm going to put more to a little offset to the right. And the only thing with these little blank, I'm going to add a little more of my orange up here so it's a little bit more to it. Maybe on this one too. And you can do that if you want to, you know, but don't overdo it because you want it to dry good. But okay, so I'm going to clean that before I try a third one, just in case, because sometimes those shallow blank spaces dry up pretty fast or whatever. Anyway, it works better if you clean it after every couple of swipes. Make sure there's no fuzz on there. Okay, so we're going to add some orange again. Make sure you got enough on here, otherwise you'll get holes in this. That's the trickiest, one of the tricky parts of doing the layered like this is, all right, and then we'll go that way, and then we're just going to roll it over. Okay, I don't know if you can see it or not, I hope so, but about perfect. And then we're going to put that one kind of offset right down there, see? That's all of our base colors. And I think I'm going to dab a little bit more orange on that one too. Just a little bit, not too much. Just because then it makes it look, I think it makes it look even more like it's a, painting. If you actually painted it by hand. Okay, so we'll just let this dry a minute. Maybe I'll blow dry it to try and hurry it along. Okay, so next we're going to do the second part, the second layer, which is these little leaves down here, the little leaf, the base color for the leaves. And for me, I found instead of doing all of them in that circle, it's easier for me if I just do like 3 of them, like half the circle or a little more than half the circle. I have better luck, and then I can always add more if I want. So right now I'm going to do these 3 sets. And the light, and swipe it. I think it probably picked up more than that, but that's okay. And whichever ones I like are the ones I'm going to keep, and I think I'm getting rid of those 2, and I'm going to keep these. And then just put it around the flower however you want it to look. Okay, so there. You see the leaves? Okay, and I'll just do that with the other 2 flowers. Okay, I might even use all these on this one because they all turned out pretty good. And I'm going to just turn it around a little bit so I can kind of, give it a little more interest to that side too. Those look cool. And I think on this, I'm going to clean it again. Same reason I said before, it's pretty shallow in these blank spaces, and you don't want it to, So I think this time I'm going to do the dark green. And I will list in the information box, on the video, with the video, what the name of all these colors are. I might even go over my first one with, actually I think I will do that. I'm going to go over my first with the light green and maybe just even offset them a little bit so it has more of a shadow effect. And hopefully that looks good. So I don't know if you can see that or not. So I offset them just a little bit from the light green. Make it a little more interesting. You don't have to do that. You just do it the one time if you want to, and call it good. But I'm going to go ahead and do this again. And we'll see which ones I use turn out. Okay. So I'm going to use this one on the bottom one. I'm offsetting it just a little bit again to give it a little bit of a, they call it a shadow stamping effect. So if you can see this bottom one down over here, so I just did the leaves on it too. And now I'm going to add just a little bit of leaves, you know, or part of the leaves on that top one. So do I want to do dark? Let's do the same thing. Let's do some light. Hopefully it's not too dry. If it is, I'll have to clean it again. Let's see if we can pick up anything. Yeah, I got enough. And so I'm going to go ahead and add, I think we'll add that so it's kind of in a little different position. So that was on our half flower over here. If you can see the green leaves I put on it. So I'm going to just, I think on this one, you know, since it's not a full flower, I'm going to just, you know, pick up a couple of the leaf bunches and, you know, shadow it with the dark green on that. Just, you know, help it kind of, and I actually think I will clean this a little bit because I got a feeling it's not going to maybe pick up as good as I want it to if I don't. All right, so we're going to do, which ones do I have? I do have the big ones, and I do have, so I think it's those two that I have. You just kind of eye it, you know, and see which ones you have and which ones you want. And, and so since I did turn that a little bit, I'm gonna, there we go. And I think I will add another, I got a couple more leaves. I think I'm gonna add, I think I'll add it there. So can you see all my leaves? Light and dark green leaves. Yeah. Okay, so now we have to do the third part, and the third part, I just use a little lint roller from the Dollar Tree. I love these bonus packs because they have the big one, and I use that for sampling on, and then this, the little one, you know, like this way. So anyway, so this dark green one that I use for the dark green leaves is called Northern Lights by Bundle Monster. And like I said, I will put that in the information box, all the different colors that I used. The light one is soft sage. It's the light green for the leaves. And then the pink that I used is, I think I told you already, Candy Spirit. And then the orange one is, like I said, Marmalade. And then for our final outline, the detailed one, we're going to use this dark red one, kind of a blood red, and it's also Bundle Monster, and it's called Red Sea. And so we're going to do that one, so it looks like we, you know, painted those flowers. Hopefully that's the goal anyway. So we're going to do the dark red on here, just swipe and roll. So can you see the image? Okay, and then that's what we're going to put in there. This is, to me, the trickiest part, because trying to line this up with exactly where you want it to go over your leaves and everything. And if it's a little offset, don't worry about it. It'll just kind of look like it's, you know, as long as you're close. See? So if it's close, like that is, then it kind of looks like I said, the shadowing kind of stamping effect. So we're going to go ahead and do our other two. But the other tricky part about this, doing that final layer with the detail, is not only lining it up, but it's also keeping your hand really steady, you know, and having good light and eyes so that you can line it up really good. And some of them are trickier than others. This one's not too bad. I think the ones that are even more challenging are the bigger ones, bigger images. Okay, so we're gonna, all right, where's my three? I usually go by, on this particular image, I look for my three, the bunch of 3 leaves, and kind of line it with that. That really helps a lot. And So there's 2 of them. Pretty good. So all we've got left is that little one, part of one up in a corner here. Okay, so we'll do that now. I am going to clean that off a little bit just to be on the safe side since we've already used it a couple times. And so I just use acetone when I'm cleaning mine. You know, plates pure acetone. It works the best. Polish remover does not work. They put oils and all kinds of stuff and it just makes everything streaky. And I never use acetone on my stamper, even if my clear stamper, even if they say you can, I don't care. I don't use it. I just use Dawn dishwashing soap when I first get them, and you know, soap and water, and then let it air dry, and then I wipe over it with just alcohol. And if it needs it, you know, once in a while, if it starts not picking up, because sometimes, you know, some of the polishes, especially the metal ones, will leave a residue or whatever, and then if you have trouble picking up, just wipe over it with some alcohol in between. Okay, so there's our 3rd one, and since I put this sort of off to the side, but my 3 leaves are over here, I'm going to line it up with the 3 leaves. And there we go. Okay, so there you have it. Aren't those cool? I know, pretty good, huh? At least I think it is. I love them. And I loved this mani, how it turned out. There will be a picture in the thumbnail to show you on my fingers the whole, you know, mani. It's really pretty. Look at all those colors. Just really makes it interesting too. So please subscribe and like so that the next new one, which I probably will be doing soon, that you will get a notice. So the last thing I'm going to do before we go is I'm just going to go over it with, and you could blow dry it if you want to. I think it's dry enough. I've been yakking long enough. Is my Bundle Monster smudge-free top coat that I love to use over stamping, and just, you know, be a little generous. Just kind of, I float it down the middle like you saw, and then do the sides like that. And so far I've never had it smudge. I've tried other things and they would smudge, or part of the time smudge, and this has been the best. It's great. You can get it from Bundle Monster directly, or you can get it from What's Up Nails, and they have awesome, you can even get their Bundle Monster polishes now from What's Up Nails. I love their stuff. So this will be dry really soon, and if you wanted to, if you're doing this mani on yourself, you could have done a sparkle, or you can do a matte top coat over it. So anyway, hope you like it, hope it helps, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like. Thank you. Bye.